Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another special event here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, the Indy 500 at the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway over here on iRacing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here this evening as the cars have gridded here. Practice is over, or should I say their warm-up session. So let's go ahead and get down to the starting grid as they set the field last Thursday. Go ahead and get down here to the starting grid, and it's not going to show me. Okay, we're gonna go through the results here. Well, let me make sure that's right. So actually, that would be the results for practice. So that's not going to work. Let's go ahead and do this. Just going to go ahead and go through the field here. Starting on the pole, that 28 machine of Andrew Fay. Starting in second, Victor. There in that 12 machine. Edson Santos third. Alicia Sharp there, fourth. Shane White there, fifth. Casey Widget there in sixth. Maximus Melania there in seventh. Lance Anthony eighth. Devon Thomas there on pit road, rolling off. Well, was going to roll off ninth, but he's going to roll off pit road. William Rucker 10th. John Matthews 11th. Travis Rucker 12th. Rick Raven 13th. David Cook Jr. 14th. Danielle Pereira there in 15th. Alex Offenbach there in 16th. Garrett Hagan 17th. Brendan Blinn there in 18th. Nathan Woodby there in 19th. Clay Carter 20th. Mathis there in 21st. Taylor Wetzel there 22nd. Andrew Clark 23rd. Jesse Withington there 24th. Bobby Lowers there in 25th. Angie Frazier 26th. Scott Watson 27th. Billy Smith going to start 28th. Joshua Osborne 29th. CJ Harden in 30th. Brad Adams there in 31st. And Bradley Williams rounding out the field there in 32nd. 32 cars here to start the race here this evening for the Indy 500. The second time the Crown Athletics Racing Tour has put on this show. Here's the weather here real quick. 67. Winds coming right around 13 miles an hour, 12, 13 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy skies out there. Humidity right there at 1%. So not too concerned there about the weather. Obviously no rain in the forecast here. As far as the track goes, track length here this evening for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is 2.51 miles. 4 turns here. You got a track temp at 81 degrees, so there's going to be a lot of grip out there for these drivers here. Start the race. Start the race there. So it's going to be interesting to see how they start. You start calm, you be patient, you wait your turn, or do you go full tilt from the gun? As the pace car lights are back on, so we will definitely have one more pace lap here before we go ahead and go green. I don't have any notifications here. No, I don't. We're probably gonna get everybody set here before we go ahead and get green. So thank everybody for tuning in this evening. Looks like already we got 14 viewers out there, and we haven't even started the race here yet. So that is awesome to see. Big shout out to the sponsors, Magnolia Laser, Crown Athletics. I know there's a few others out there as well who come on and sponsor certain races throughout the season. So thank everybody for coming on board. I know MW Cars is one of them. And yeah, we're going to get one more pace lap here, so we're going to go ahead and just enjoy the 3 wide salute here before we go ahead and get green. Alrighty, folks. We are back here. Oh, you've been here. I just got back. Go ahead and get that last little break in before you go ahead and get underway here this evening. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to Extreme Racing TV, I'll show you your support not only for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour here, putting on a great product here each and every week, but also to the channel. Helps us grow. I do thank everybody for tuning in. Pace car is off. Now we wait for Barney the flagman to wave that green flag. And we are officially underway here to kick off the second Indy 500 here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And as you can see already, a lot of space, pretty good spacing going on out front, but get back here a little bit further here and get on Casey here in that triple O. I mean, there's action going on everywhere. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with every bit of it, but we're definitely going to try our best to be able to do that for everybody. Try to get everybody on screen here at some point. Ooh, who was that? I think that was Travis Rucker. They almost hit the wall. As you can see, there are a lot of swaying going down the front straightaway. Andrew Fay is going to lead his first lap here of the Indianapolis 500. 199 more laps to lead here for Andrew. Complete the sweep here tonight. Our eyes here on Edson here. Edson Santos always finds his way up to the front. Currently right now sitting in that sixth position. Travis Rucker back here as well. Another driver we got to keep our eyes on here this evening. That 83 machine. He is currently sitting in P12. As we got a new leader now. Alyssa there. 018 up into the top spot. Getting around Andrew Fay there. Pacey on the move as well in that triple O all the way up to fourth. Started in P6. Yeah, it's only 2 positions, but here early on, showing that strength here, that you see that big run Pacey got down the back straightaway. We're going to go ahead and get back a little further here. Let's go ahead and get back here to 26 with Bradley Williams and that 116 machine. Looking to hunt down that 118 there of Billy Smith. These drivers are about 4 seconds back. Oh no, 5 seconds back from the leader. As we get up here to 12th though. We got a whole gaggle going on right here with Lance Anthony and company. All the way back to, I think that is John Matthews there in the 60. We'll see him tailing off a little bit though to that pack. And a lot of single file racing. There is some passing taking place here, but for the most part it looks like these drivers are pretty content with just driving around the track here early on. Get a good feel of what the cars are going to do, not only in the pack with the draft and everything like that, but also like Alyssa here out there in the lead right now, getting that fresh, clean air. And it definitely plays a big factor, especially the longer you're out here on the track. As we got 3 wide here for the lead down the back straightaway. Andrew Fye, David Cook Jr. He's going to take the point now in that 71 machine. Taking that very bottom line and going past both, not only Andrew, but the 018 there, Melissa. And Rick Raven, he's another guy we definitely got to keep our eyes on here this evening. Always has Irk to find himself near, if not at the top, at every race that he races. So definitely somebody we're going to be watching here this evening. As we got a battle for the lead once more down the back straightaway. Andrew Fay going to go down to the inside and get around the 71 there, David Cook. No, that was David Cook. I apologize for that. So put David back into the top spot. And Andrew. Now it's Andrew down to the inside there. Taking a point away from David Cook Jr. And we saw it last year. About every lap, they were doing back and forth, back and forth. Let's get the two drivers that were doing it. And here comes Rick Rabin there on the outside of Andrew Fay. Ooh, almost contact there between Rick and Andrew, but they were able to straighten it out, keep it clean. Good piece of driving by both drivers there, as Andrew's going to be able to sneak his way back behind David. Now Rick's going to look down to the inside, going down into turn number 1. David leaving a little bit of room open there through turn 1. Turn 2 did a lot better job there getting down to that white line. But now here comes Rick down the back straightaway. He's going to dive into the inside of David Cook, and he's going to go ahead and take the point now. And see if Andrew might be able to get a run here down the front straightaway, take the lead. I'm not sure. We're going to come down to the stripe here, and I think Rick is going to lead that lap. Yes, give Rick the lap led there. You got David Cook Jr., who's led 2 laps. You got Andrew Fay here, who's led 3. Alyssa there in the 018 has led 2 laps. Those are your leaders so far here tonight. Victor here in that 12 machine, he is in 5th, started 2nd. He's down only 3 positions, still right there in the top 5. Back here in 6th, we got Casey right where Casey started. Shane Wyatt there in the 11, sitting in the 7th spot, started 5th. He's down only 2 positions. Brendan Flynn in that 5 machine sitting 8th. He is up 10 spots from where he started 18th, currently 8th, and we have somebody hitting the wall. Not quite sure who that was. That might have been the 11, Shane. Edson Santos in that 20 machine, he is sitting P9. He started 3rd. He's down 6 spots from where he started the race. And rounding out your top 10 here early on is that 52 machine of Lance Anthony. He started 8th. He is currently sitting in 10th. We have a caution. Let's see where that was at. Okay. I don't know if it's going to start it right back. We're going to go to the 44 here. Not entirely sure if that's where it started. Why did that come up? That should not be up there. Get that out of here. We're not at Daytona 500. Oh, yep. We caught that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go back here. Just contact there going into 1. Up. Ooh, hard. Ooh, we got 4 drivers involved. And it looks like Andrew Clark stepped away from the facility. Not sure if his internet disconnected or if they have implemented a incident limit here. I'll be interested to find out if they actually put in a incident limit. think everybody, yes, not everybody's coming down pit road, but we do have takers. Looks like the first taker there will be the 018 of Alyssa. Pacey Lance is going to stay out. Wait for everything to cycle through here. We'll go through the drivers who have stayed out. Those would be the 71 there of David Cook Jr., the 1 of Rick Raven, Andrew Fay there 3rd, Victor in 4th, Brendan 5th, Lance 6th, William Rucker 7th, Maximus there in 8th, John Matthews there 9th, Clay Carter rounding out your top 10, Daniel 11th, DJ 12th, Jesse there 13th, Angie Frazier 14th, Joshua Osborne 15th, Alyssa back in 16th, Billy Smith 17th, Casey 18th, Edson Santos there in 19th, and then Shane Wyatt rounding out your top 20. And from the looks of it, I'm going to say the top 15 stayed out. But Billy Smith didn't pit. So that would actually be your top 16 that didn't pit, but Billy is currently 17th. I wonder if he missed his pit stall. Well, Billy's going to stay out, so not entirely sure why they got him behind Alyssa. But anyway, we got 1 to go here. Go ahead and get that ticker brought up. That way you can scroll through where everybody is running currently. And it looks like we have 17 people out there tuning in here this evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Enjoying some Indy 500 here. Before the professionals go ahead and take reins of that here in just a short while. What, 2 weeks from now? 2-3 weeks from now. Indy 500. I think it's 2. Nope, it's 3. My apologies. I don't know how to count. All right, here, 14 laps in. We have our first caution coming to an end. Once they take the green flag, will be on lap 15 and have completed 14. As we wait for that pace car to dive off, and David Cook Jr., who started 14th, currently in that first spot, is going to go ahead and get us back underway here to continue some green flag action here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Green flag is back out. We are back underway here tonight as we got action going on back here. All kinds of chaos going on back and through here. We got a blinker there of Bobby in that 034. Not entirely sure if he's the reason why there was a, well, as I say that, Bradley, no, that wasn't Bradley Williams. Who was that? Is that Nathan? Oh, Nathan. Let's see what happened to Nathan. Couldn't take the green flag. Oh! I wonder if he spun his tires and came up and made contact with Bobby. We got Nathan, Mathis. He's also got a black flag. I'm not sure entirely why. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get back live here. As you see there, Nathan now on pit road, able to crawl that thing back to the safety of pit road. David Cook Jr. still up in that top spot. Rick Raven there in second. Andrew Fay third. Brendan Blinn there in fourth. And Lance Anthony fifth as Rick is taking the lead from David Cook. Once again, a lot of single file racing other than the top two here. We're going back and forth. But we do have a lot of action to keep our eyes on. And we can really kind of pick your poison here where you want to go. Rick is going to go ahead and lead that lap. And we'll go ahead and get back here to the 034 of Bobby. We've got a little bit of a gap back here to Travis Rucker. Well, actually back from Travis Rucker in the 83 machine. Travis kind of out here on an island all by himself here in 20 seconds. We get back up here to where all the action's going on here. Right now we're sitting on Daniel there in the 34 machine. He is currently in 11th, starting 15th. That camera shaking all that action going down the back straightaway. I mean, we could probably do a crank it up. I think we probably should here tonight, folks. So, still early on, still plenty of time to go ahead and get another one here later in the race. Let's go ahead and get a first half crank it up here tonight on Extreme Racing TV. Oh, as I did that, the yellow came out. Let's figure out why it's that. Okay. Let's go back here and see. Smoke going on right there. And looks like it's going to be that 30 of Garrett Hagan. We'll go back here. Do a face cam here of that 30. See exactly what happened. Coming out of turn 4, hit the wall and down to the inside wall. Heavy contact there. All right. That would bring out our second caution here. Garrett Hagan. While we're under caution, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break here. Well, it's actually not a break. It's more of a be right back. So don't go anywhere, folks. It's only going to be for a moment. We will be right back here. Catch more action of the Indianapolis 500 here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Alright, welcome back everybody. Caution still underway here this evening. You have not missed any of the action. But we will go ahead and get through our top 5, well actually top 10 here. Up into the first spot we got David Cook Jr., Andrew Fay second, Brandon Blinn there third, Lance Anthony fourth, Maximus fifth, William sixth, Dave Carter seventh, TJ Harden 8th, Daniel 9th, and Jesse rounding out your top 10 as the green is back out. And David Cook Jr. gets us back underway here. And we have another caution, Joshua Osborne. Go ahead and see what happened here. Oh, is back behind Nathan. Oh, he actually got ran over. Who was that who ran him over? Go ahead and get on a chase cam. It was the 93. I think it was just a misunderstanding on how fast he was going on the gas pedal there on the restart. So that will bring out our third caution. We're on lap 25 here of 200. We have 17 out there currently watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here. Little bumpy start to the race, but you know, as expected, a lot of these drivers are not familiar with one another, so still trying to get adjusted to their driving styles and everything like that. But so far here, a lot of good action. When you get a field of 30 plus cars, you are prone to have things like this happen. They do take place, especially, you know, it's a long race. A lot of drivers, you know, they want to get that jump. They want to get out there. They want to try to get up there to the top spot as early as possible. And that was, I think that last restart was a good indication of that. Wanting to get a good jump there on that restart. Go ahead and try to get as many positions as you possibly can there when you're grouped up the way that you're grouped up. I don't think we'll have any takers coming down pit road this time, as a lot of them just came down pit road. Well, actually, no. The top 9 have yet to come down pit road, and they decided to go ahead and stay out once more. And actually, Joshua Osborne there in the 07, he's another driver who is yet to come down pit road as well. He is sitting back here in 18, started 29, so up 11 spots from where he started the race here. And I mean, it's still a long way to go here. 27 of 200. As pace car lights are off, let's go ahead and give you a quick race summary here. David Cook Jr. is your leader. We have completed 26 laps. We still have 174 laps remaining. So any spotters out there for these drivers, go ahead and let them know it's still a long, long, long way to go here this evening. So far, 9 lead changes. That number I will expect to be at least double what it is now, if not triple. And so far, 3 cautions for 9 laps. As far as your top 5 goes here, you got David Cook Jr. in that top spot, Andrew Fay second, Brendan there in third, Lance Anthony fourth, and Maximus Mania there rounding out your top 5. A little update on the track here. We are sitting up, gone up 8 degrees. We are currently at 89 degrees as far as track temp goes. Pace car is off. We are back underway here. Green flag racing for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Their special event, the Indy 500, here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. My leg is itching. I think it's itching to get out there on the track with these drivers, because what's better than coming out here and racing in the Indy 500, whether you're doing it over here on iRacing or in real life or Formula. I mean, it's just fun to do. Getting out here on the track in these cars, full tilt boogie going 200 some miles an hour. See David there hit 223 down the front straightaway, but if we get back here further in the pack, oh, as we caught that live here, Caleb, and I think that's Shane Wyatt. Let's go ahead and see. We caught it live, but it was out of the corner of my eye. It's like, yep, just a little. Ooh, that might have been a little neck coat, actually. Let's go ahead and get a rear chase cam here. Get that driver far out of the way. No, there was definitely contact there. And Calix just, he tried to get it back under control and could not. And unfortunately collected Shane in the process. So that will bring out our 4th caution. A little different camera angle for you guys here. Do want to give a shout out to the sponsors here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. They go ahead and try to find that tab. So far this year, or this season I should say, Magnolia Laser, LA Designs coming on board. They did a race here for Chicagoland. Magnolia Laser coming on board. That was for the iRacing Super Speedway. And Unity Soul Radio coming on board here. That was the Pocono race. they had back here on March 3rd. And the Crown Athletics coming on board to sponsor the Indianapolis 500 this year. And they've had other sponsors come on board here. U.S. Building Products, B. Smith Maintenance, LLC, Tennessee Hills, Milwaukee, Multisport. You had J.A. Green Accounting Services, LLC, come on board. Generation Church, B. Smith Maintenance, Fleet Designs, LA Electric. Just sponsors just coming out and showing their support. All the hard work these, admins are doing over here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, helping the drivers out, giving them something to race for, more than just the championship. They do a Triple Crown every season. And they've had one so far. I do believe there's 2 more coming up here. Well, actually, this would be the second Triple Crown race. And then the third one would be Road America. That's not until July 17th. Uh-oh. I have to talk to Lance about that one. But yes, for this season, you have 5 sponsors for the Indy side of it. I think we're getting ready to go green flag racing once more as I'm back here mid-pack. Go ahead and get back underway here with Andrew Fay getting us back underway here. Lap 32 of 200. We have another caution. Looks like with Alex popping back. It might actually start ahead of him. And it certainly does. So, who is in this one? Definitely Travis, blue and white car. That's the 76 of Brad Adams. Oh, got into the grass. Collected 4 other drivers in the process. And that is so easy to do on the restart because you're so used to going so fast through that turn. You're wanting to arc that wheel a lot sooner. And unfortunately for Brad, he clipped the grass. That upset his machine good enough to go ahead and go round and round. Hello, random person. Oh, now we got 2 of them. Hello. Up there in the crowd. Oh, 3. Andrew is down pit road, getting his first service of the evening. Not too many takers on pit road. Like Andrew. Brendan's down pit road. Like Scott's on pit road. got a three-wheeler coming down pit road. Looks like he's going to go ahead and get a wave around here. Go ahead and get his lap back. He'll be one lap down. Javone here in the 93 on pit road. Has not used a fast repair. I'm sure he's going to use one here to go ahead and get that vehicle repaired once he's done towing. John Matthews here. Same thing, he's probably towed. Alex has used a fast repair. So his night is probably done. Alex still has not used a fast repair, but he does have a black flag according to my timing screen. Might have been for speeding on pit road. Looks like we do have one retiree here this evening. That would be the 76 of Brad Adams. Looks like we now have currently 21 out there tuning in here this evening. And we're not even halfway. So thank you everybody for tuning in here. Hopefully everything is coming out good on your side, as it looks on my side. I do appreciate everybody tuning in, showing their support. Not only for the league, but also for myself coming out here and tuning in over here on YouTube to Extreme Racing TV, the home for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour season number 2. I'm sorry, season 3. This is my second season with them. Lance is now in the top spot. William Rucker second. Listed there in third. Daniel fourth. Casey fifth. Edson Santos sixth. Rick seventh. Victor eighth. Bradley Williams ninth. And Andy Frazier rounding out your top 10 as the pace car takes that slide job to the safety of pit road. Don't think I didn't see that there, driver. Lance is back on the loud pedal. We are back green flag racing here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the second Crown Athletics Racing Tour Indianapolis 500 over here on Extreme Racing TV. Things don't want to work over here on my side, not the broadcast side. The tab of things stopped working. As William Rucker is now in the second position. I'm trying to power this thing off right now. Got Lance Anthony in third. Currently up 6 spots from where he started the race. Daniel fourth. We got some action going on behind them with Rick Raven and company there. You got a little 3-pack. And even though they're not that far away from the leaders, that lead pack, I still call it a little mini pack because there is separation from the drivers in front of. As I say that, looks like Williams going to go ahead and fall back here. So now we got a little 4-pack going on. Back here to 12th, David Cook Jr. He's one of those drivers who just pitted under the latest caution that we've had. Like we have 22 out there watching. Whew. Thank you all for tuning in. This is probably the max peak that we've seen here on Extreme Racing TV, 22 viewers at one time. So thank you all for coming on board, getting out here, and supporting not only the league, but like I said, multiple times so far here tonight. Extreme Racing TV means a lot to everybody involved. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, during, and post. So between not only just myself, but also the league itself, Lance Anthony, all the admin team, go ahead and pour their sweat and tears into what they've developed here. And it's showing to have a field like this here for the Indy 500, 32 cars that gridded here tonight. They did have like 43 or something like that qualify. Here we are with CJ Harden right now. CJ is currently in that 13th position, up 14 spots. He's one of those drivers. He's always one of those late comers. I would expect him here in the top 5, probably by lap 140, 145, depending on how the race goes. I mean, if we stay green, definitely pit strategy is going to come into play. Lance, he's been out here 42 laps. As well as William Rucker and Daniel there in that 34 machine. Everybody else is under, well, we got some with 30, but a good majority of the field is under 30. We'll see exactly when Lance comes down pit road. I mean, obviously we've had a lot of cautions here to start the race. I would imagine, a lot of saving the fuel. Really didn't use a lot of tires up. Not a whole lot of need to come down pit road for the tires. As I say that, here comes Lance Anthony down pit road. William Rucker down pit road. Two of our top 5 drivers down pit road. Now we'll give the lead over to the 018 there of Alyssa. Rick Raven now in second. Daniel in third. Casey there in fourth, and Edson Santos is going to round out your top 5 as you get back here to Victor. Bradley Williams and Andrew Fay here doing battle. This is a battle for the 7th position, as Andrew's going to go ahead and take that position away. And Andrew, like I said, he's that driver who made that pit stop under the last caution. We started towards the back of the pack and already up to 7th. We'll make that 6th now, as we've had another driver come down pit road, Daniel, as he's behind that big board there to let everybody know in the stands where every driver is sitting. For some reason isn't working for us. Rick is getting some company there from Casey. Not Casey, that's a lap car. Let's figure out what lap car that is. No, you're not going to get close enough. Okay. We'll go ahead and try to find, here we go, get back here with Jesse, Brendan, and Clay Carter here. We got a little 3-pack going on here. Jesse here sitting P11. And Jesse gonna look down to the inside. Actually, that's not Jesse. That's Brendan. I apologize for that. That's 5. And it looks like that they're bump drafting, but I mean, I think you can do it in these cars, but not the way that you think. It's literally nose to that little brake light thing. Not really a brake light though, it's more like a flasher. Just to indicate the drivers behind them where said driver is at. It's more used for rainy conditions and it is dry. Rainy, night, things of that sort. Anything that obscures your full vision. Garrett Hagan there got his fast repair back out here on the track. Currently P16. Still up a spot from where he started the race in 17. Billy Smith here. Got another little 3-pack going on. This is a battle for 19th, 20th, and 21st. We also got a battle here with Daniel and Lance. Got another 3-packer with William Rucker up ahead of both these guys. As Daniel's going to look down to the inside of him. Down into turn number 1. Back up to the top spot, you got Rick ahead of Alyssa. And Edson Santos ahead of Casey. And you got a lot of little mini packs going on right now as the field is really starting to get spread out here. And just that view alone shows you the scope of how far everybody's starting to separate. Oh, as I hit the wrong button. Not on my computer, just on my little watch tab. I hit the wrong button. Back here, Andy Frazier, 9th. Well, was 9th. Jesse gonna go ahead and take that 9th position away from him for now. Don't know how long that's going to last. But, you know, like I said, down the back straightaway, you get a good run. And that position could be taken right back in a heartbeat. We do have another taker coming down pit road, and that would be that 018 there of Alyssa coming down pit road. All by myself. No friends coming down pit road for Alyssa. Edson Santos, he is sitting about 1.3 seconds back now from Rick. Like I said, Rick is one of those drivers who knows how to separate himself from the pack. So far, he is doing a very good job at that. Granted, he's got a little aid there with the lap cars that are ahead of him. Back here to Brendan Glenn here in that 9th position. Wave Carter here falling back a little bit. Probably, oh, he's got a meatball flag. He's going to have to come down pit road. He's coming down this time by. Probably got some damage on that machine that requires repairs. Good news for him, he does have a fast repair to use if he elects to use it. I would expect Edson, Pacey to be down pit road here momentarily. They've been out here 42 laps. As I say that, boom. Edson, Pacey down pit road. Looks like 42 is the mark. Rick's still your leader here this evening. He has led 8 laps so far. As far as who's led the most laps, oh, you right off that. I would have to go through the field. And you got 12 of Victor now in that second spot. He's 2.1 seconds back from the leader. Got Andrew Fay there in third, David Cook in fourth, and Jesse in that 94 is going to round out your top 5 here this evening. Trying to find a good battle that's going on right now, and it looks like right here, the battle for 7th between Brendan and Maximus. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. He's only lost 1 position. Well, considering here we're not even halfway through the race, you're sitting pretty good. You only lost 1 or 2 spots. You know, you're just trying to take your time, trying to make it through the first half of the race, get a good feel of what the car's going to do, or what kind of runs you can get, who you can trust, who you can't trust. And then the second half of the race, you go get it. As it looks like we are back up to our 22 count here this evening. Thank you guys so much. Over here on Extreme Racing TV, we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm up here in the broadcast booth, Dennis Ansman. On each and every Thursday night, Crown Athletics Racing Tour is on. Looks like we got Jesse. No, that was not Jesse. That's CJ. That's who it was. Okay. Ooh, who was that made contact? I think that might have been Brendan there. That 5 machine making slight contact coming out of 4. That's what you gotta do. You gotta try to get every little ounce that you can get out of these cars without hitting the wall, obviously. All right, I was afraid I was going to miss something. I had a step away to go ahead and use the facility. Put it lightly. Looks like we're still cooking out there. Still green flag racing. Still Rick up in the top spot. Oh no, actually 12. Pit stop. We got Andrew up here in first. Oh, I know why it's doing that. It's not updating every lap, and I know why it's doing that. We got Andrew Fay in the top spot. Brendan here in third. Sitting just over a second back from the leader. As far as the closest battle going on right now, that would be with the 52 there, Lance Anthony and William Rucker. Like, well, now they're starting to get a little spaced out there as Lance was able to get around William. That was a battle for the 15th position. Travis Rucker is now on pit road. Oh, CJ Harden. Come down and get service on their machines. They were out here 30 laps. But Andrew, 31 laps for Andrew. Bobby out here 35 laps, as well as the 45 there in Maximus. Dane out here 35 laps as well. Like I said, it was about 40 laps, 42 laps when you're going to be coming down pit road. Do a little gyro cam with the triple O there of Casey. Be a little good judge of what it's like to go around the track here. The kind of speeds they hit down the front straightaway. Over 230 miles an hour, right at 233 to be exact. Going down the back straightaway here, I would imagine closer to the draft should be a little higher. .230 down the back straightaway. All right. It was actually a little bit slower than what we thought. This is where it gets a little tense now, because you got drivers who just made their pit stop coming back out. Drivers who've been out here 20, 30 laps. Oh, there we go. We have contact. I think that was CJ. And that will definitely bring out our caution here. No, that was David Cook Jr. Go ahead and take a look back at this as it transpired. No room to go, and what a ride David Cook took And unfortunately, that is going to require a tow for David. And you hate to see that because he, by far, was having a very good night here. Led 22 laps up to that point. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break, but unlike last time, we're not going to go ahead and step away. We're going to stay right here. We're going to go ahead and do a little blimp cam for everybody. That way you can see everything going on, for the most part, within the top 5-6 drivers. Well, actually, we can go ahead and do this. There's all still trying to catch up. We will be right back. All right, we are back. Have not missed anything. We'll be getting one to go as soon as that pace car crosses the start-finish line. Go ahead and give a little recap of the race here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, the Indy 500, as I spelled athletics wrong, here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As far as the track goes, we are up to 103 track temperature here tonight. As far as cautions go, we've had 6 cautions for 14 laps. We've had 23 lead changes. In the fastest lap of the race, 44.60. That was set by your leader, Rick Raven. As far as the race summary goes, get out of there. Race summary goes, Rick Raven is your leader. 70 laps have been completed. Still have 130 to go. And obviously, we've been through the caution, 6 for 14 and 23 lead changes. Your top 5, Rick Raven, CJ Harden, Andrew Fay, Maximus, Melania, Brendan Blinn. Your top 5. So you're coming out of turn number 4. Rick Raven is going to go ahead and get us back. Green flag racing here. And we will go ahead and do a crank it up can if they behave here. That's the key. They gotta behave. So far they are, so let's go ahead and get a little crank it up can going on here this season. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that crank it up. Wanted to do a little earlier, but they did not want to play well. But now we were able to get that in just about a quarter way through the race here. Oh, go over. Better late than never, as they always say. Brendan is up in the top spot. He's led one lap. Like I said, you got a little mini packs going on here. Even though right now it looks like the top. Oh, it looks like, well, really, you go all the way back here. Lance Anthony here in that 52. So William Rucker here, all the way back to 13 is his front group. Well, even Daniel, I mean, there's still a gap, but he's still within striking distance to go ahead and get a good run. Up here to Rick, currently in that third position, started 13th. They're currently up 9, well, now 4th. And that's how quickly things can change. He's gone from 4th to 5th. All about the runs you get, how you get them, where you get them. And also, keeping your machine clean, not hitting the other drivers. Being aware of that wall. Because you can tend to get a little tight there coming out of the corners. Especially in the draft. Ooh. That was almost close there between Rick and Garrett. But it probably looked closer than what it actually was. Just based on the angle. You're starting to see a lot of that snaking going on. A lot of that stuff that they do in real life taking place over here on the virtual side, over here on iRacing. I gotta say, they do a very, very good job of trying to replicate what you would experience in the real life and translate it over here onto the virtual side of things. Right now, we got a little single file snake going on here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Something that you would normally see coming up here in 3 weeks. And you also, you have your passing, you have your drafting, you have your little packs that are going on. You also have teammates communicating with teammates, whether it be people within the league or those who are not in the league but have joined for this race and this race alone. Joshua Osborne in that top spot. You got Brendan there in second. Andrew Faith third. CJ Harden fourth. And Rick Raven rounding out your top five here. Coming to complete lap 81 of 200 at the Indianapolis 500 here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Trying to find. Get back here to Bradley Williams in 19. Looks like we still have, we have 20 cars on the lead lap. Billy Smith here is the last driver on the lead lap here in 20th. He's currently, he's sitting pretty far back. 12.6 back from the leader, 8.5 from the 19th driver of Bradley Williams. And it looks like we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retirees here this evening. Brad Adams, Andrew Clark, Felix Wetzel, Andy Frazier, Scott Watson, and Clay Carter have all put their machines behind the wall for the night. Looks like Brendan is starting to put a little bit more pressure there on Joshua. Looks like we got a couple people getting out of line there. That'd be Pacey there on the outside going down into turn number 1. But I think Joshua is going to have the preferred line. We got somebody up into the wall. I think that's Brendan there. And this is usually where chaos ensues. But it looks like this time, able to keep it straight, able to keep it clean. As Pacey is now in the lead for now. I think gonna have got tucked back in line here down the front straightaway. As we do have somebody coming down pit road. That might be Andrew Fay coming down pit road. Bold strategy, 18 laps out here coming down pit road. See how that works out for him. There's almost contact there down the back straightaway between Pacey and Joshua. And go through the field here a little bit. Like I said, we're going to try to get everybody on, a little bit of TV time here throughout the night. DJ here. I know we talked about him a little bit. Garrett Hagan, Maximus there, Edson. Really haven't talked much about the people here further back. Victor, he's led a lap. Currently back here in 13th. Bobby started 25th. Currently sitting P16. Up 10 spots from where he started the race. He's led 2 laps. At 116 of Bradley Williams here in that 17th spot. Started 32nd, so up 15 spots from where he started the race. Pretty good job there so far. Not even halfway through the race. Already up 15 spots. Got Alex here in that 56 machine. Really haven't mentioned him at all tonight. Started 16th, currently 24th, down 8 spots. 6 laps down. But still, still out there driving, racing. You never know what can happen to where he can start getting those laps back. Same thing with Nathan Woodby there in the 51 machine. Currently 7 laps down. Sitting here in the 25th position. Get back up here. These drivers have not separated at all. A lot of close side-by-side racing here, especially for the lead between Joshua and Pacey. And it looks like a lot of single file, and Joshua's on the bottom all by himself. I think he led that lap. Yes, he did. Able to squeak that lap out. And let's go ahead and get a bird's eye view here. What's going on? Go ahead and get in the cockpit there of that 5 machine. As they did that, we had taken come down pit road, Joshua Osborne. Coming down pit road. And go ahead and get service on his machine. He's been out here 29 laps. And as earlier, with another driver, all by his tail. I would expect here pretty soon some more drivers coming down pit road. Rick Raven, one of them, he's been out here now on 32 laps. Brendan, 26 laps. You got TJ Harden, 28 laps. Garrett Hagan, 33 laps so far out here. Go ahead and show the pit stops here. Oh, that's just race off pit road. That's not the one I wanted to show. Hoping it would have been the last time that they were on pit road. We'll have to fix that a little bit. That way we can go ahead and get the accurate race off pit road. Last time they were on. Ooh, we have more contact with the wall. That's the Indy stripe here. Rick Raven is in the top spot here. Started 13 up 12 stops. Like they are getting ready to put that. Not Shane. Oh, David Cook Jr. Put him a lap down. Well, that would be his second, wouldn't it? I don't think that updates until the start-finish line. No, he is one lap down. Okay. So if the caution would come out, David Cook, pending him not being involved in it, because if he's involved in it, he doesn't get it. But pending that he's not involved in it, he would get the wave around and get back on to the lead lap. Still waiting for more drivers to come down pit road. I would expect Rick pretty soon. He's been out here 36 laps. That's why I've been staying on him. Like any time now, he should be coming down pit road. He is not yet. Obviously, he's going to at some point. He has to. Or he's going to be sitting up the apron in the track. And there he is, on pit road. After his 36th lap run. DJ Harden, the next contestant to come down pit road. That was the lap card there of not the lap card. Alright, as they are getting ready to go through their pit cycle, we're going to go ahead here and just enjoy. Go ahead and take a little break, folks. If we miss any action, don't worry. We'll find it. We'll get it. We will be right back here. But we're going to go ahead and stay tuned. Because unlike real life, we don't do commercials here. We stay with the action throughout the entire night. right, we have a caution. I didn't miss that. So much for saying I'm not going to miss anything, huh? Looks like everybody's going to be coming down pit road that has not pitted. I'll give the lead back up to Rick Raven. And once everything gets settled out here, we're going to go through our top 5. So go ahead and give it here a couple minutes. Apologize for that, folks. We back green flag racing, and I missed it. I took a long break there. Had to go outside for a moment. We got Rick in that top spot. We got Brendan there in second. Edson Santos is in third. Casey fourth. CJ Harden in fifth. Jesse sixth. Maximus there in seventh. William Rucker eighth. Lance in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 there in that claw machine. Got Victor. Just roll out to 9:20 Eastern time. Just over halfway here for the Indianapolis 500. A little recap here in case anybody's just tuning in. A little race summary here. Got 95 laps to go here. We've had 31 lead changes, 7 cautions for 16 laps. And as I said just a little bit ago, Rick Raven is your leader. Go ahead and get an update there on the track. Up to 108 degrees there, track temp. It's definitely gone up quite a bit from the 81 when we started the race here tonight. Garrett here currently in that 16th position, up 1 spot from where he started here tonight. Bobby there doing a little blinking again. He started 25th. He's currently 12th. He's up 13 spots. Hopefully that internet will stay strong enough for him to be able to complete the race here tonight. Looks like Bradley Williams has disconnected. He is sitting 21st right now. But like I said, he is not in the session, so that will add to his laps down. And that will add to our total. 7 drivers behind the wall. CJ here doing bad. Ooh, almost hit the wall there. That was Edson there. And out of turn number 1, almost made contact with the wall. And now he's going to go ahead and make a pass there over that 5 of Brendan. And CJ is going to go ahead and follow suit, or try to follow suit anyway. See what kind of run he gets coming out of turn number 4. It looks like you got the tuck. Ooh. He was thinking the same thing I thought. He was going to go ahead and tuck behind him, but he had more of a run than he thought he was going to. Ew, jeez. Brendan got really close to the back there of CJ. That would have been a moment that, thank goodness, netcode did not exist, because if it did at that particular moment, that would have been bad for not only Brendan, but CJ as well. But Rick, he's got himself about 9/10 of a second lead. That car that is passing him right now is a lap down. That would be who would that? But yes, 71 there of David Cook Jr. And Rick trying to keep him a lap down. Because David Cook, like I said, beginning of the race, he was one of those drivers up there in the front. So all he needs is room and opportunity to get back on the lead lap and a caution come out. And he is right back up into the thick of things. Jesse here trying to make a run on the Triple O, a Pacey. Not able to do anything with it quite yet. But keep our eyes here on Victor. Trying to get a run there on Lance, but not able to do anything with it yet. Actually got a very bad exit there out of 2. Lance was able to gain a little bit more space there. Back here to Travis Rucker. Your last driver on the lead lap that's not being threatened by the leader. Because David Cook currently is on the lead lap, but he keeps getting passed by Rick. So goes from being 17 drivers on the lead lap to 16, back to 17. Keep going back and forth. Get on that 845 there. Maximus, ooh, just had a little blink out moment. Having another one of those moments here. That's one. If you're a driver, that's definitely one that bugs you. When you're blinking in and out, not knowing where the other drivers are. Or it could be the case that he sees them and they don't see him. I actually had something like that happen to me just a few months ago. Everyone was complaining I was blinking out very badly, and it's like, you're all still there. I don't know what you're talking about. Here it turned out to be my way I had my graphics set up. It would actually kick me out of iRacing, but I wasn't kicked out, but the drivers around me couldn't see me. So that could technically be a graphical thing with Maximus. Set that up too high to where the CPU is having to overload it. But Rick still in that top spot, 36 laps led. That would give him the most laps led to this point. And I don't see that stopping anytime soon. There's really nobody putting any kind of pressure on him. Edson sitting about 7, 8 tenths of a second back from the leader. We do have somebody coming down pit road. It might be Andrew Fay coming down pit road. Yes, it is. Andrew Fay coming down pit road. Been out here 33 laps. So that would put Rick Raven 11 laps away from making a pit stop, if you go by that. Put him at lap 132. So he would still have to make 2 pit stops. I'm over here itching my beard, trying to grow the Santa Claus beard. Get back here to Pacey. Looks like Jesse was able to just get around him just now. Put Jesse up to the 4th position. Get back here. Maximus. That was a lap car. I'm trying to figure out who that is. A 40. Anyway. Got CJ in that brown and white 33 machine. Reminds me of the UPS days of Dale Jarrett over on the NASCAR side. What can Brown do for you? Well, right now, Brown's got you sitting in 3rd. Ooh. We caught that. He hit the rumble strips there down through turn 2. It's a fine line there between getting as low as you possibly can for that maximum exit and then hitting those rumble strips, and it can hurt you pretty bad for about a half a lap. Back up to Rick, though. 43 laps led. And still maintaining about a 6, 7, 10 second lead over second place of Edson there. CJ Harden, comfortable 3rd. Jesse, they're in 4th. Trying to get up to CJ, not able to do anything with it quite yet. You got the triple O there of Pacey. Right there in the 5th spot. And he's about 2.9 back from the leader. 1.2 back from our 4th place driver. And Maximus there in P6. That lap car is now coming down pit road. Yes, David Cook Jr. Come down, get service on his machine. 28 laps out here. I would imagine Rick coming down here within the next, well, anywhere from now to 3 laps from now. Went out here 31 laps now as he crosses the start finish line. CJ Harden, he was trying to make something there. He was determined, but not able to do anything with it. Had a good run. He backed off of it, though. You have Rick Raven on pit road. So that would be 31 laps for him, coming to 32. Give the lead up to Edson Santos. Been out here 28 laps. Actually, your first 8 drivers all been out here 28 laps. So I would imagine I don't know if you go with a pack deal, but I would try to split it up a little bit. No one coming down this time by. CJ up to the top spot, getting around Edson. Edson's led 2 laps. Now CJ has led 1 lap. And these guys have definitely cleaned up the racing here. This is by far the longest green flag run we've had the entire night. We're on lap 132 of 200. So at this rate, if we stay green, according to my calculations over here, in 46 minutes and 47 seconds, the race will be completed. If we stay green. And yes, not my calculations, it's ATVO's calculations. They calculate based on the length of the green flag run, when the race is going to end. Now, obviously, if a caution were to come out, that would extend that time. Now, Edson and CJ. Well, they were doing battle, and CJ's coming down pit road. And it looks like we got some more takers coming down pit road. Not Bobby. Got William Rucker down pit road. Shit, nope. Nope. I think the rest of those guys are lapped down. All right. So Edson is now into the top spot. Now Edson's on pit road. I'll give the lead up to Pacey. So these drivers should be coming down pretty soon because they've been out here 34 laps. And if I remember right, 36 was the max. And I think they had caution too. So we'll see here. I think they're wanting to take it as far as they can, so all they have to do is a splash and go. And here comes Pacey down pit road. Jesse's going to go ahead and stay out. We got Pacey on pit road, Victor on pit road, somebody sped on pit road, Maximus got a black flag. Bobby's on pit road, and so is Daniel. So Rick's been out here 6 laps since his last pit stop. He is roughly 34.4 seconds back from the leader of Jesse there in that 94 as he's coming down pit road. Now we'll give it up to, well, nope, can't say that because here comes Lance Anthony down pit road. So now Rick, where's Rick going to end up in all this? He's going to end up in the lead. As Jesse is getting his service done on his machine. 9.4 seconds. He is back out. He's got a long stroll down pit road. And Rick is on the front straightaway. There's Lance leaving. Here's Jesse getting out. And there goes Rick. So put Rick Raven back up to the top spot. Edson Santos back to second. Looks like 17 viewers out there still. Thank you all, guys. Thank you all for tuning in for these guys out here putting on a good show. We still got, pretty long way to go here tonight. Bring up that race summary for you guys. Still down to 62 laps to go. 38 lead changes. Rick still back up in that top spot, and 7 cautions for those 16 laps. As far as the track temp goes, still, well, it's gone up another degree, so we have 28 degrees between the start and what we're currently at. That is actually impressive. Edson's right there, still within grasp. He was actually a shave a little bit of time off. It went from 6/7 tenths of a second, now just a little under 5 tenths, now 4.9. So Edson's starting to make a charge here. And it looks like we're still all good here. Rick's still in that top spot. Edson second. Casey there in third. Victor fourth. DJ Harden there in fifth. You got Jesse there in sixth as Victor has made a pass over Casey. You got Daniel seventh. William Rucker eighth. Bobby still having blinking in and out there in eighth. Andrew Fay ninth. Lance Anthony rounding out your top 10 here. Still a long way to go here. We're on lap 145 of 200. Not quite at the 50 to go, but we're working on it. And while they're working on it, we're going to go ahead, stay with the live action, but we're going to go ahead and take a little break here. Rest the voice just a little bit. It does get a little rough there, especially when you're up here doing it all by your lonesome. So we're going to go ahead and take a little rest here. Give the vocal cords a little break. So don't go anywhere, folks. I'll still be here. But we're just going to go ahead and step aside for just a moment. Collect our air. We'll be right back. All right. Go figure. Every time I step away, something happens. And I miss it. Hate when that happens. But it's going to make for an interesting end of the race here. We are under the, well, we're at the 50 to go. Actually, 49 to go. We'll go ahead and refresh everything here. Got William Rucker now in that top spot. He's been out here 17 laps. Got Lance Anthony P2. He's been out here 14 laps. David Cook Jr. Remember, he's the driver we were talking about being a lap down. He's back on the lead lap, but he's been out here 25 laps. Drivers who have pitted: Rick Raven, Edson Santos, Jesse Willington, Casey there in 7th, TJ Harden 8th, Daniel there in the 34 is sitting P9, Garrett Hagan 10th, Bobby still with his in and out 11th. We actually got 2 11th. Shane 11th. How is Bobby 11th and Shane 11th? That's not right. The 1 through 10 is right. Then Bobby's 11th. Shane's 12th, technically. Andrew's 13th. Joshua's 14th. Maximus is 15th. Brendan is 16th. Good update. Here as they cross the start-finish lines, we are back under green. Yes, it all updated correctly. There we go. And William with a very good jump there over Lance and David. David putting pressure there on Lance, looking down to the inside, going down the back straightaway. Be able to have it. David up to 2nd. Now he's got his eyes set on William Rucker. Coming down the start finish line. And that will go to David Cook Jr. Every time I start seeing something happening, by the time I get to it, it's already done and over with. Ooh, 2 cars up into the wall. Jesse and CJ both made contact with the wall coming out of 4. Looked like it was just light contact, though. Nothing that's going to damage their vehicles. Bobby's still dealing with the issues of in and out with the internet, graphic setting, whatever is going on there. Garrett Hagan and that 45 there, Maximus doing battle. Here comes that. We got David Cook, William Rucker, 1-2. You got a little bit of a gap for Rick Raven, Lance Anthony. Then you gotta go back a little bit further. There's Edson Santos there in P5. And right behind him, well, not right behind him, but a little bit further back, right about 6/10 of a second back. Well, now 7/10 of a second. Casey and CJ. CJ is about 8/10 of a second back, getting pressure there from Daniel. It looks like David Cook is going to come down pit road. Going to be interesting here. He's not able to make it on this stop. And he's getting tires changed, get that thing full of fuel and get back out there on the track. Rick is going into turn number 3. So David might end up going a lap down here after this cycle. Rick is on the front straightaway. David Cook just getting out of the turn 1. Here comes Rick out of turn 1. Gonna be close. Getting on the back straightaway. Here comes Rick. We'll see here. Let's do a far chase cam there. And there's Rick right there in the background. It's faint, but he's there. He's coming quick. Ish. We're on lap 159 of 200. See here if Edson be able to do anything. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a lap car in front of Rick. Rick's going to go down to the inside, get around that lap car, and now he's going to have a little space between him and Edson. A lot of single file. And that's a good thing for right now. I mean, you really don't want to push right now. Honestly, even being in Rick's position, it's not ideal. Because you're one run away from no longer being in the lead. And if that happens on the last lap, coming out of the last turn, that is going to be heartbreaking for Rick. And that might be Santos's plan. But it might not. As it looks like we are still holding steady at 17 viewers out there. Looks like already up to 178 views. Thank you guys so much. Very much appreciated. Everybody tuning in here to Extreme Racing TV to catch all the action for the Indy 500 from the Crown Athletic Racing Tour. This is their third season. I do believe it's their second season doing the Indy 500. At least the second season I have known about it. And last season, it started off rough, but it had a good finish. And this one is looking to top that one. Just based on the amount of drivers still in the race, still on the lead lap. And big shout out to Lance for all the recruiting he's done to get these drivers out here to come on board and race for this league, and do it with respect and do it with understanding what's going to happen where if they put their car in a certain situation, things of that sort. People like Edson, Rick. Lance himself, you got Casey out here, Daniel out here, DJ, William, Andrew, Bobby, Joshua. The top 9 are your Crown Athletic regulars who's pending anything outside of the sim world. They're out there racing on the track each and every week. And, Jared Hagan here in 12th, same. He's out here racing every week with these guys. David Cook. Alex off the match there. And Billy Smith. So a lot of these regulars that showed up here and, helping put on a good show. More importantly than that, coming out here and having a good time. You're just racing with your fellow friends, competitors, frenemies, however you want to name it. We will go ahead and do another race summary here. We are officially down to 33 laps to go here tonight. We are up to 43 lead changes here tonight at Indianapolis, folks. And we've had 8 cautions for a total of 18 laps. And those 18 laps have been 36 laps, feeling just because of the fact of how big the track is. You're going over 2.5 miles at pace speed. We're down to 32 laps to go now. So technically, you come down now, you'll be good on fuel. But I don't think we're done with the cautions yet. And I think these drivers know that we're not possibly done with that yellow flag Barney likes to wave. So how far do you push it do you decide to come down pit road, or do you take it the entire length and go, no matter what happens, I'm okay with it because I set myself up for a late race caution where I didn't have to come down pit road. Hey, that I'm starting to act up. Oh Lord. Never catch a break here as we got pit stops going on. Lance Anthony down pit road. It looks like Joshua Osborne's on pit road. Andrew Fay's on pit road. So we definitely got drivers coming down here and make pit stops. Oh, Andrew got... What happened to Andrew? Hang on a second here. We got to go back here. Oh, came in too hot. It hit the inside pit wall. That's what happened to Andrew. And that... Unless he just took his fast repair, that will end his night. Wow. Just like that, folks. Instantly. Andrew Fay out of the race. Santos, who's led 12 laps. Rick Raven here in second. He's led 66 laps here. Put that guy in the record book as the most laps led here tonight at Indianapolis for the race. Obviously not in history, but just for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Right now we got Edson, Rick, and Pacey right there. There's a moment you could throw a blanket over him. Now Pacey's falling back just a little bit. Right now we're on CJ. Currently in that 4th spot. And it looks like we have, well, 13 drivers on the lead lap. Garrett Hagan is your last driver on the lead lap, and we really accumulated drivers out. $12 drivers out of the race. Looks like Billy Smith still in the sim. He's currently sitting 10 laps down with a meatball, so his night is definitely done. Yes, I know. As if it wasn't done. We're not going to get into that. He came out here. He participated in a fun event, and it was fun until it was no longer fun. And I know that feeling. It kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Especially, the week before you put in the effort in the qualifying to get in. And you do everything to avoid getting caught up in somebody else's situation, which all that does is get you caught up in somebody's situation. We have a caution. Not entirely sure where that came from. Oh, no. Not Brendan. Did it happen in front of him? Yes, it did. It certainly did. And that was CJ, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, coming out of... Ooh, he got hit from behind coming out of 2. Sent him up. Well, that wasn't a CJ. That was... Who was that? It wasn't Max. He's still going that way. It must have been a lap car. Looks like Lance been out here 7 laps. He's gonna stay out. Ooh, how close is that gonna put him to the window? Ooh, I'm his spotter. I'm telling him to save, save, and save some more. That is pushing the window 29 laps. As far as the track goes, now we're dropping. We're down to 107. As far as the weather, 72 degrees, winds right out of the northwest. Gone down about 2. We were at 12. Now we're hovering around 11, 10. Still under partly cloudy skies and 1% humidity. Go ahead and wait for these drivers to go ahead and round the track. Once they get the green flag, we'll have 19 to go. Waiting for that pace car to make its slow journey. See, they're going about 85, 87 miles an hour. Pace car going to slide, not dive. It's going to slide. Oh no, it dove that. Oh, there it goes. Wait for Lance to get back on the gas pedal. We'll go ahead and get back. Green flag racing here for the last 20 laps. Here for the Crown Athletics racing toward the Indianapolis 500 here on Max Speed, not on Extreme Racing TV. Ooh, I let that one slip out of my mouth. Those that don't know, I did fill in for them for a couple weeks. And it's just so easy to roll off the tongue. to hit the muffle button. And we are currently up to 21. And we are coming down to the wire here. So definitely, if you know anybody who wants to tune in and see an exciting finish, get it out there. Share it on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Messenger, messages, however you send your info. Get it out there. Share it to your friends, your family, your coworkers. Oh, if you know a bear, send it out to a bear. Let them know. Come on over, tune in to see the ending of this Indianapolis 500 here tonight. As Lance Anthony trying to hunt down that 20 of Edson Santos. Edson's going to go ahead and do the snake down the front straightaway. Can't forget about Rick Raven here in third. He's led 66 laps, and he is looking to finish out strong with a victory here, and he's going to do everything in his power. Well, I wouldn't want to say it like that. He's willing to do everything in the right manner to get the victory here tonight. Try to find something a little bit further back here. Pacey trying to put pressure there on the all over the back bumper of Daniel. Ooh, who was that just brushed the wall down the front straightaway? That wasn't Daniel. No, that was not Daniel. I think that was a lap car just trying to stay out of the way. That might have been Garrett. Nope, not Garrett. Another purple car out here. Oh, that's the triple O of Pacey. As it looked like we are getting down to the wire here, coming down to the last 12 laps or 13 laps. Edson still your top spot. P1, Lance Charlton. P2, Rick Raven. I guess you want to call him Downhill Stream. P3. I'm joking, Rick. I don't mean that. Looks like we have David Cook with a meatball. Not entirely sure what happened to David. He's going to have to come down and get that black flag served, or he's going to be disqualified. I do believe. They're down to 10 to go. Not changing over. Oh, because it does it at 5 to go. Never mind. Edson still over Lance, Daniel, and Rick. But all these drivers are within striking distance, and all it's going to take is the right move at the right time. Who's going to have that? Coming down the back straightaway, getting ready to go into turn number 3 here. Lance definitely has himself set up, but the question is, the other two, Daniel and Rick, they got themselves set up too. Now we're 2 by 2 going down into turn number 1. And Lance Anthony is going to go ahead and take the lead. And honestly, that's if I'm Edson, that's not a bad thing to have happen right now. But as I say that, Edson's able to hold him off for now. Going down into turn number 3. Looks like we're getting back single file here. It's going to take, I think it's going to take a team effort to get Edson. As Lance is now on the outside. Oh, trying to squeeze a 3 wide there. Thought better of it for now. Obviously, if it was the last lap, there ain't no holding back. I'm going to send it 3 wide. You give me the space or you don't. Either way, we're living or dying by this choice. Down the back straightaway. Still 2 by 2 there for third. Going down through 3 and 4 here. Ooh. That Daniel and that bright yellow 34 machine. Sure. Ooh, just made contact with the wall coming out of turn 1. That's definitely going to hurt his speed there. Right now, this is where the action is at. 2 by 2 once more. Down the front straightaway. Well, it'll be officially 5 laps to go now. It's going to come down to who can get the run who can manage over Edson right now. Edson Santos is the man to beat. Got Rick Raven in a good spot, though, sitting here in P2. I thought he was going to try to do a crossover, but he thought better of it. He's going to go ahead and try to use that high side to get the momentum coming out of 4 down the front straightaway. Looks like he's able to get the momentum. Ooh! On the outside there of Edson, going down into turn number 1. Rick is not going to be able to clear him quite yet, but neither is Edson. Well, now Edson cleared him. Like, Edson is just toying with him right now. Rick knows what he needs to do, but does he have enough time to do it? We're 3 wide down, going down the turn. No, we were 3 wide for a brief moment. But now it looks like Rick has lost his position to Pacey. We're now down to 3 laps to go. Going down through turn 1. Rick still managing on that second spot. The leaders keep changing, but Rick is staying in second. Rick is like, what do I have to do? Is that we're back 3 wide again, going down into turn number 3. Able to keep it clean for now. Almost contact there between Edson and Rick. A lot of chaos going on down here. 2 more laps to go here tonight, folks. 2 more. And right now, it's shaping up to be an epic finish between Edson, Rick, Lance, Pacey, and Maximus there. Your top 5 are all within this picture. Can't forget about 6th, 7th, and 8th either. William Rucker, Daniel, and Joshua Osborne. All right there, just waiting for these leaders to mess up. This time by, we are going to take the white flag. Edson Santos is still your leader. Doing the snake down the front straightaway. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go here tonight at the Indianapolis 500. Edson Santos is your leader. Can he hold off Rick Raven, Lance Anthony, Maximus, and Pacey, as well as William Rucker, Daniel, and Joshua Osborne? Got 2 more turns to go here down the back straightaway. Edson Santos doing the snake. Looks like Rick Raven's going to peek on the outside going down to turn number 3. Going to have the edge for now, but Edson Santos is going to be able to go ahead and take that back over. Coming out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, coming to the finish line. We're going to have a 3 wide finish here tonight, folks. And it is going to be Maximus going to win the race here tonight. Are you kidding me? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Got the run coming out of turn number 4. And yeah, not even close. Wow. What a way to finish the race here tonight. You got Maximus finishing P1, Edson Santos 2nd, Rick Raven 3rd, Lance Anthony 4th, and William Rucker. Going to go ahead and round out your top 5 here tonight. Woo! Told you guys it was going to be a great finish. It lived up to the hype. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and step away. Find our top 3 if we can. Get them up here in the broadcast booth. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's going to be a minute. Gotta go ahead and catch my breath here. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back for the post-race interview. All right, welcome back. We have found the top three. Well, technically, it'll be fourth, second, and then our race winner. So let's go ahead and start with our fourth place finisher, and that would be that number 52 machine of Lance Anthony. So let's go ahead and get him up here in the broadcast booth. Well, Lance, usually we don't do interviews for fourth place, but here we are tonight. You are the guy that put on the event here, the Indy 500. Go ahead and talk about it. How was not only your race, but the event as a whole, starting from last week with the qualifying, and then into tonight. Just go ahead and talk about it.
Uh, First off, I want to thank everybody that came to qualifying last week and made it out to the race tonight. The event as a whole went so smooth, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. And all the credit goes out to all them guys. I mean, we just kind of laid the groundwork, and everyone else kind of just did what they were supposed to. So thank you to everybody. Um, my race was a little bit up and down. Um, the first the first 50 laps were kind of just to survive, honestly. I mean, we had so many yellows that I don't think I pitted until like the mid 40s or whatever. But after that, I just tried to stay save fuel to open up some strategy options, and I wasn't really sure how the race was going to play out there at the midpoint of the race. I knew I was either going to be towards the front or in the middle, and luckily, I kind of gave myself enough wiggle room with fuel and stuff to have some options, and luckily I picked the right one. And I mean, I had the lead with 20 to go or whatever, and uh, it was an absolute dogfight after that. Me and Edson and Rick and I think Pacey and Max there at the very end. Um, the five of us went at it so hard. Um, Honestly, my hands are still shaking from so much adrenaline. But yeah, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want you to get to the top two guys. They're the ones that really need the interview. But yeah, thanks again for broadcasting us, and all everybody that came out again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's an honor to be able to come back here for the second season in a row to come back here and broadcast for the Indy 500 for you guys here at the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. But real quick, before we go ahead and let you go, Lance, Milwaukee coming up here on the 22nd of May. Um, kind of give your thoughts of what you're looking forward to going to that track coming off of this big event that you just put on.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee will be interesting. I know we have a couple newer guys that are going to join us, so the car count should be strong, and that's going to make uh, quite a big car count, I think. So I think you'll see a pretty big pace difference between the fast guys and the slower guys, and that's going to make it interesting. I think the leaders are really going to have to work lap traffic. For me personally, I love Milwaukee. That's one of my favorite ones to drive, other than here at Indy. Um, I'm not quite as good at Milwaukee as I am at Indy, but we'll see. I did win there last year, so hopefully we can keep that streak going.
Yeah, definitely. And before we go ahead and let you go, Lance, and start your off week here. Any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give here before we go ahead and let you go and get everything settled and start preparing for Milwaukee coming up here on the 22nd?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I want to thank the sponsors: Crown Athletics, Magnolia Laser, B Smith Maintenance, um, LA Designs. They support us in many ways, and can't thank them enough. I want to thank my CRT Pulse teammates, Travis and Willie, and our satellite team, ARM, Billy, and Frazier. The 5 has put in a lot of work for this race, and I think it really showed. Um, I don't think me and Willie quite got the results that we were looking for, but um, life goes on. Fourth and fifth, pretty good. Um, and thank you to you for broadcasting this each and every week. You do a great job.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Lance, and can't wait to see what you guys have in store coming up here in 2 weeks at Milwaukee. Until then, sucks it's not P1 finish for you, but still top five. Can't argue with that. Enjoy this one, and can't wait to see what you have in store coming up at Milwaukee. Until then, enjoy and see you back out there on the track here in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and that will take us to our second place finisher here this evening. Go ahead and get him up here. That would be that number one machine of Rick Raven. Go ahead and get him up here in the broadcast booth. Well, Rick.
Oh, hello.
Not what you had in store for the night, but still, podium finish for you here tonight. Finishing third here. Go ahead and talk about not only the race, but the event as a whole. During the whole qualifying thing, and then going into tonight. How was it for you here?
It was phenomenal, really. I mean, Lance Anthony put on a great show. He did the qualifying format like it was real life. I could only make one qualifying attempt. That's all I really had time for. So I got that in and left, but the people stuck around for another attempt and the track cooled down a little bit. When I qualified, I think I was fourth or fifth. I was up there. And the next day when I looked back, I saw I was like 15th or 16th or something. I went, oh man, work's cut out for me now. But we were able to work our way through and get to the front and just kind of hang there. And depending on the yellow flags and how things fell into place, you start to think, should I conserve fuel? Should I go for it? But after that last yellow, everybody just had the one stop left, and that was it. We were good. We were good to go. And for the last several laps, Edson was playing it really smart. He's hanging down the low line. He was like going a little bit left and right, but not too much to be dangerous because Edson, he's a very experienced racer. He knows what he's doing out there. But he tries to get into your head. Is he going to go left or right? He'll wiggle a little bit. And, you can't, I wasn't falling for that. I knew what he was doing, but I knew I could race with him side by side because he's not dangerous. So, coming to the checkered flag, it's weird. With about 15 laps to go, I was looking at my fuel mileage, thanks to iRacing, and it said I had 16 laps in the tank. And I'm like, okay, so I could turn it up and go full blast the rest of the way. And then on the last lap, halfway down the backstretch, the red light came on the dash. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I actually had Edson beat because I had the outside line and the momentum to beat him to the line. Max just snookered both of us, but my car coughed just before we got to the line. So Edson repassed me and took second place. So third place isn't bad. It's a podium. Shout out to David Cook. It's always nice to race with that guy. We used to be teammates, and we just parted ways. But I just want him to know I still enjoy racing with him, and he's a good dude. It's a shame what happened, but I saw that he was a lap down. I'm like, what happened to him? I knew he was going to get back around. I knew somehow he was going to get his lap back. So we were trading back and forth, and I'm thinking because he's tough competition, and I was thinking, hopefully, if there's going to be a yellow, it'll be the yellow will come out when I'm in front because. We were going back and forth, and then he would get his lap back, and I'd pass him. But shout out to Dave, good dude. Shout out to Max, great job. He got both of us. He got the run. I was hoping that whoever was behind us was going to kind of get stuck in that dirty air in turn 4 and wouldn't be able to get a run. But Max just stuck it, man. That was like close to a miracle, and he was able to get by both of us. I don't know why the hell I'm coughing so much. All of a sudden,
but all that work up through the race.
Great race.
Yes, it was a great race, and like you alluded to, Max, on that last lap, I think he just threw a Hail Mary and was hoping for the best, and it stuck. But one thing that you got bragging rights on, you led the most laps here tonight. You led all 67 laps, by far the most of any driver.
Yippee. So I'll take that as a win. I was going for my 5th Indianapolis 500 win tonight. I was hoping to break the tie with AJ Foyt and Alan Sir Rick Mears and Castro Neves with an asterisk because of the Paul Tracy deal. But I got four of them in league races in three different leagues, and I was hoping I get a fifth tonight, but it wasn't meant to be. But there's a couple
Yeah.
more Indianapolis 500, so I'll take a couple more swings at it. It's the month of May, baby. Got the fever.
Yeah, it's the month of May. You never know what may happen. But we still got more racing coming up here with the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Not next week, but coming up here on the 22nd. Guys, head over to Milwaukee. Go ahead and talk about kind of what you're looking forward to going to a track completely different than this one.
Ooh, Milwaukee. That's a fun track. I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I'm working a lot. I'm working like 60 hours a week, and I come home and I'm
Ooh.
just so dead tired. I went out there practicing for the Indy road course, and I just said, "Nah, I can't do this. I'm too tired." And I couldn't really concentrate. I couldn't focus. I get up at like 4:30 in the morning, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make the rest of the races. But if I feel strong enough, I'll jump in. If not, I got to take care of my body.
Yes, definitely. That's first and foremost, the most important thing is taking care of your body, making sure you're getting all that rest that you need for,
My temple, baby, my temple.
yeah, for the outside hobby that you have to pay for the hobby that you want to have.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more focused on these league Indianapolis 500s. There's several leagues that I'm running, so hopefully I can get at least one more victory, and then like I say, I got five. I'm the all-time king. Woohoo! Nah, that'll probably never happen. Every field's got a bunch of tough guys in there,
Yeah.
really fast and smart, and so coming away with an Indianapolis 500 win is it's not easy. It's really not easy to do. I'm surprised I was able to get four. But anyway,
And
great
four is,
race. Had a lot of fun. Thanks to Lance Anthony and everybody out there.
yes, definitely. And four is better than none, and you never know when you will get your fifth. But until then, uh, before we go ahead and let you go, Rick, and celebrate your P3 finish here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate your podium here tonight?
I want to give a shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for me. Thank God. First and foremost, thanks to my wife, who really doesn't care. And my kids, my two daughters, they don't care either. Just like, daddy's in another race. Okay, big deal. Who cares? Shout out to them anyway, because they know when daddy's racing, don't bother them. So I'm able to do this in peace, which is a good thing. Shout out to Lance. Shout out to you, Dennis, for the broadcast, and all the drivers out there that race clean. There was a couple of drivers that were a little aggressive, and I kind of backed off and said, "Go ahead, man. You want to take yourself out? Go ahead." Just I hope I don't get caught up in it. But most of the guys out there raced really good, really hard and clean. Shout out to all those guys and everybody who's watching. Want to thank you for the support for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, baby. And I don't know. I guess that's about it, man. I got to go drug myself up with NyQuil because, after this, the adrenaline is flowing. I'm not going to be able to get to sleep. So I'm going to go drown myself in NyQuil and hit the sack.
There you go, Rick. Sounds like a plan. Well, you go ahead and get that NyQuil, get your rest, and hopefully we see you
By
back
the
out there
way,
on the track.
congratulations again to Max. He did a great job. I think he only led about 20 feet of the whole race. Kind of reminds me of Sam Hornish in 2006. He didn't lead a lap, but then the only time he led was when he passed
Yep.
Marco Andretti on the last straightaway. It would take the last 20 feet. So
Yep.
Max pulled a Sam Hornish there. Great job by Max. He's a good dude. Congratulations to Car 45, man.
Yeah, he definitely pulled out the best strategy of the entire night. He waited till the absolute last turn down the front straightaway to go ahead and pull out the victory here tonight. But we're going to go ahead and let you go here, Rick. Go ahead and get that man of the hour up here in the broadcast booth. But you enjoy your night, enjoy your podium finish, and hopefully we see you back out here on the track here with the Crown Athletics Racing Tour for at least a couple more races before the season is over. But if not, hopefully you're back for next season because
Well,
you definitely have what it takes to be out here with these guys.
thanks, man. I really appreciate that. You never know. We'll try. It depends on how I feel and what time I have to get up the next morning. But thank you. God bless you. I appreciate it, Dennis.
All right. Well, you enjoy this one, and we'll see you back out there on the track here sometime.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right. You're welcome. All right, and that will take us to our race winner here this evening. That would be that number 45. So let's go ahead and get him up here in the broadcast booth. Well, Max, you somehow, some way, found a way to not lead a single lap until about the last 10 feet of the race. Go ahead and talk about, not only the race here tonight, but the entire qualifying thing. You started 7th here. Just go ahead and talk about the entire last 2 weeks here as far as Indianapolis goes.
I have genuinely no idea how I made that happen at the end. The qualifying was very intimidating because I haven't been good with I guess the 4 lap speed or whatever. Overall, like the first 2 runs I had out of 3, I pretty much had to back off or end the run because I made a mistake, and somehow my last run was the money lap and the money run. And yeah, I was honestly surprised that I got that far up on the grid for the start of it. And it was just like kind of mentally preparing myself before this race, trying to take things as they come to me. I try my best, like the first half of the race, to make it to where saving fuel as well as passing guys when it's convenient. And just it was a very, very hectic race, just stressful, just trying to do a fuel save the entire race, pretty much, like running fuel map 5, 4, 3 throughout the race, and just kind of experimenting. And it was just it was a lot just to learn on the fly. It's pretty much all I can say, just like sum it up, like the race in general is like just learning everything on the fly, like the dirty air. The only practice I had was like the last like 5 minutes we had with running with the pack for a bit there. And at that point, I thought the dirty air wasn't going to be as bad as a factor as I thought it was. But as the track started to heat up, it seemed like, and the sun came out, it started to tighten up a lot. And so I had to mess with my weight jacker a lot, experiment with that too. And shout out to Jesse, and I feel bad for not remembering his name. What's his name? There's another guy in there. I apologize for not remembering, but they kept me company through that race, and we worked really well together trying to figure out strategy. And oh, that was Shane Wyatt. So shout out to you guys for sticking with me through that race. But it was just fun, just like talking with them, kind of like when we had the longest green flag run, they were just chatting about whatever, and kind of like kept my mind on autopilot, but also still mindful of the fuel number we had to hit. And that goes without saying that I made a few mistakes out there. I do feel bad for a couple of guys that I got into unintentionally. I remember I accidentally like steered into someone on the backstretch. Like I said, I generally don't know how I did that, but caused a caution right there, unfortunately. And that was the last thing I wanted to do, was ruin his race. And then another one happened where I think a lap down car to me. I was already lapped down and trying to pass him on the inside, and I don't know if I barely got into him, made him shoot up the track into the lap car or lead lap car on the outside, and cause a caution that way. But felt terrible for those instances. So I do apologize for those guys and just ruining their races overall. Just never want to do that on purpose, and just it sucked that it happened. But those cautions at the end like just saved me, because I think early in the race, or towards the end of the race at least, before I think the last caution came out or something, I sped into pit road and I lost a lap that way. So came back from 1 lap down, and then another caution came out, and I was at the time I was still 1 lap down again, and it took waiver rounds for both cautions, and that's how I was just able to get back into the fight. Took a gamble in the second to last caution where I took waiver round. I had like about 2 laps of fuel left when that caution came out. Just got the cautions at the right time and just got really, really fortunate. And then regarding like the last restart, I think I was like second or third to last on the lead lap, like 10th or something like that, and was just biding my time, trying my best to push and not destroy the front tires and dirty air. Basically everything I learned about early in the race about managing the dirty air, trying to, get the left front tire below the person in front of me, or just taking a wider arc into the corners, like lessons that I learned throughout this race that kind of like helped me carve through the pack there at the end. And it was fun because I was just, going all out. Everyone was. I'm pretty sure we were all on engine map 1 because we all could have made it to the end, and just pushing it and just making crazy moves on the inside and making them work. All the meanwhile just trying to give space to the guys on the outside. I know there's a couple of instances where I made like a late lunge into like one of the corners, and I did my best to try and give the guys on my outside the courtesy and the space. That way, neither of us would get in trouble. And I think the last couple of laps, like I was just trying to pass like one of the dudes a couple of times into turn 1, and then finally got him in 3. I think that was for 5th at the time, and then I think it was around like 5 to go or something like that. I caught the lead guys at the top 4, and it was insane. Like, I think those last 5 laps, I mean, my heart has never pounded out of my chest that hard before. My adrenaline was through the roof. And to be honest, like looking back at it now without watching the replay, it kind of just all felt like a blur. I don't know how I got through those guys, and all I really remember is just coming off turn 2 on the last lap, getting past Lance, I believe. And I knew down that backstretch that if the leaders defended to the inside, I would get the slipstream and get past Lance. But once I saw him go back up, I was like, oh no, he's going to get by me again. And then he came back down and they pulled me along. And that's what really won me the race, is the leaders come back down, give them the slipstream. Even if that wasn't their intention, they were just defending, racing hard. And then through 3 and 4, I never lifted those last 2 corners. I don't know how it stuck, because in those situations all race, like the car always pushed up to the wall, and I was worried that even though I held it flat off turn 4, I was gonna push up into the wall, and that never happened, and I was able to continue that run and all the way down the front stretch. And like Rick said earlier, like it was Sam Horner style on Marco Andretti. It was unbelievable. I didn't think I had a big enough run to get by them, and then it was when I started to like get past Rick, like you said, like 100, 200 feet before the line. I was like, wait, no way, this just happened. And then just the raw emotion just came over me, and just, yeah, it was just insane.
Yeah, definitely. The way you've been explaining it, it definitely still seems like it's a shock to you. But you still got a victory here to celebrate. You still got milk to drink. You got Fritz to kiss.
Yes, sir.
But before we go ahead and let you go and do all that here tonight at the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give Max before we go ahead, let you go to partake in the post-race festivities here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse. They've been with me through my journey with on iRacing for the past like 2 or 3 years now. And awesome team owner Zach Todriff for Paintbrush Racing. Awesome guys over there too. Big shout out to the team as well. I guess, yeah, just all of them over there at PBR and Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse. Shout out to all the friends and family watching at home. Hope I put on a good show there at the end. It was fun, just as for you guys to watch as it was for me to drive it. So, and also thank you, Dennis, for live streaming this and everything. And it's awesome to get interviewed like this.
All right. Well, it's an honor to be able to do it for you, Max, and glad to see you find a way to pull it into victory lane here on the last lap. Actually, the last turn. Coming to the checkered flag here tonight. So congrats to you. Enjoy the victory here tonight at Indianapolis. And hopefully we see you back out there on the track here soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you very much. Yeah, big shout out to Lance for putting up the session and everything. Awesome job and awesome show.
All right. Well, Max, enjoy this one. And don't drink too much milk.
I'll try my best.
All right. Have a good one.
You too, buddy.
All right, and that will conclude the post-race interviews here this evening. So let's go ahead and get down to the final results here tonight. And finishing in that top spot, you got Max finishing first. Started 7th, So congrats to Max. He led one lap, and it happened to be the most important lap here tonight. Edson Santos finishing second. Unfortunately, could not get him up here to interview him tonight. He started third, finishing second. Rick Raven, he started 13th, finished third. Lance Anthony started 8th. He finished 4th. William Rucker, he started in P10. He finishes 5th here tonight. Casey Widget there in the Triple O. He started 6th. Finish in the same spot he started, P6. Joshua Osborne, the 07. He rolled off here 29th tonight and finished in the 7th position. Daniel Pierre there in the 34. He rolled off 15th, finishing 8th. Jesse Winnington there in the 94. He rolled off 24th. He finished 9th. Garrett Hagan in that 30. He rolled off 17th, finishing 10th. In the 034 of Bobby Flowers, he started 25th. He finished 11th. Javon Thompson there in the 93. He started 9th, finishing 12th. David Cook Jr., he started 14th, finished 13th. CJ Harden in that 33. He started 30th. He finished here tonight 14th. Brendan Blinn there in that 5. He started 18th, finishing 15th. Mathis, he started 21st, finished in that 16th position. Andrew Fay in that 28 machine, he started first, finished 17th, unfortunately for him. The 56 there of Alex Offenbach there started 16th, finished 18th. Shane Wyatt in that 11 machine, he started 5th, finished 19th. Victor in that 12 machine, he started 2nd, finished in P20. In P21, we got the 83 of Travis Rucker. He started in P12. Lissa there in the 018 started 4th, finished 22nd. The 51 of Nathan Woodby there, he started 19th, finished 23rd. Finishing 24th, we have the 118 of Billy Smith, started 28th. In 25th, we got the 116 of Bradley Williams. He started 32nd here tonight. Started 20th. We got the 43 of Clabe Carter. He finished 26th. In 27th, we got Joshua Matthews in that 60 machine. He started 11th. Finishing 28th here tonight, you got the 29 of Scott Watson. He rolled off here 27th. In 29th, we got the 24 of Andy Frazier. He rolled off the field here tonight, 26th. In 30th, we got the 2 of Calix Wetzel there. He rolled off 22nd. In 31st, we got the 44 of Andrew Clark, started 23rd. And rounding out the field, in 32nd, we got the 76 of Brad Adams. He started 31st here tonight. And that will conclude the finishing grid here for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. What an exciting race tonight was, from start to finish, ups and downs, emotions, and literally a last lap, last turn pass for the win here tonight. From all of us here, not only at Crown Athletics Racing Tour, but me personally on Extreme Racing TV, Dennis Hansman, thank you everybody for tuning in here tonight for this a special event. It was amazing. So glad to see so many people tune in to watch a great race. The guys are off next week to go ahead and recoup from the hangover from this race, but make sure you tune in on the 22nd when these guys head over to Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile. It's going to be just as good as this one. Can't wait for that race, but until then, take care of you and your loved ones, and have a good